What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. This is episode 23 on the series. In front of me here, you guys can see we have a Dodge Grand Caravan. I found this in a barn. It was the only car in the barn. There's footage of that on the screen right now, but it is a Dodge Grand Caravan Demon. So you guys know Dodge has the Hellcat, and they also have the Demon. The Demon engine has been put inside of this, and I'm very, very excited for this episode. It is going to be one for the books for sure. But before we do that, we're gonna have a little time lapse, and I'll see you guys here in a second. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that little time lapse. So to start things off here, we're going to come to our interior detailing kit. I'm going to go ahead and clean the interior on that, and we are going to get rid of any rust that might be on the frame. Take a look here and we'll see what we're working with now. Frame condition is at 100%, interior condition is now at 100%, and we can get rid of these here if it'll let us. There we go. All right, we'll send these back to where they came from. Don't need those anymore. And I think we're going to kick things off here with the interior. So I've already purchased the interior for this car. We're going Hellcat seats in the front, of course. If they had a different seat for Demons, I would obviously add that, being as this car is a Demon. However, that's not an option, so we're just going to have to settle for this. And then these are the only seats that we can have in the rear, unfortunately. They don't like anything else. Alright, now that the interior is almost done, we just have to put our steering wheel in there. Of course, we have the Hellcat steering wheel. It's got the SRT logo there on the front, and things are looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that'll look alright. So for the engine, I've already configured one of these, got one built up just to save a little bit of time here, but you guys can see it is the supercharged Hemi engine that comes in the Demon. But this one has a couple of upgrades. So we have the red tops here, these ignition coils. Underneath those, we of course have the upgraded spark plugs. Got an upgraded throttle body and supercharger. This is the only supercharger I've found that we can actually get from the performance shop, so that's pretty cool. Upgraded power steering pump. Both heads are upgraded, and we have upgraded alternator. And then in the bottom end, we have upgraded pistons as well. So this thing should scream. Oh yeah, exhaust manifolds are upgraded as well. So what we need to do now is I think we're gonna start piecing together the exterior here. So it looks like, I thought that window was still there. So the windows are a little weird, but this should pull up every option we have for the Dodge Grand Caravan, and I think we're gonna go with bumper G on this one. We'll do the front windows tinted. Then we just need doors, so we'll buy both of the doors. I'm gonna go with the Demon fenders on this one. I think that'll look pretty nice. Now, moving on here, we have a couple of different options for the hood. I'm gonna go with hood B. It's got a nice big scoop on it. That'll give us some nice cooling. Then we have left body window A. That one looks a little tinted, so we'll go with that one. Got blacked out headlights, blacked out taillights. The mirrors are just the mirrors. There's nothing different about them. Left rear fender. Oh no, we want these. Yeah, there we go. We want the arches, baby. Grab those, and then tinted headlights, mirror, tinted taillights, and let's see, what is this? This looks like it's gonna be sort of a debadging type of thing. So I say let's go with trunk C on this one, and then we can get the trunk window glass as well. So now we can start piecing this thing together. And the glass. We should be done now. I'm gonna go ahead and buy some license plates. Now we can throw these on the front and on the back. There we go. All right, looking good, dude. So now that we have the exterior fully assembled, let's hop in the engine bay here, and we can start getting this thing pieced together. So we got the ABS pump, we got the ABS module. It's gonna be 6 bolts here. All right, now that we have that in, we can throw in our battery. I didn't make the same mistake I've made previously where I just buy a new battery. I actually charged the old one this time, so that should save a little bit of money there. Not too much, but got the upgraded air filter there and the cover. Now we have to do the clips. My most favorite part about this game. I love putting these clips on. All right, clips are done. Let's move over to the radiator. We have a radiator A there and a radiator fan housing B, so it has 2 fans. That'll give us a little bit better cooling capabilities there. And I think that is about it in the engine bay. Things are looking good. Let's go ahead and close the hood here. We can lift this thing up in the air, and we'll take a look underneath. Oh, look at that. There's nothing under here. So we're gonna have to completely start over. Now, I've purchased every single piece for this car off camera, so you guys don't have to even worry about seeing me buy everything. I know that's pretty boring. Got rubber bushings going in the subframe here. The subframe on this car surprisingly doesn't intersect the block like most others do. The engine actually sits above the subframe like it should. Got the steering rack going in, inner tie rod. Now we have the outer tie rod. We're gonna go ahead and bolt that one up. Lower suspension arm, got some bushings here. This car had like 16 rubber bushings and I think 8 small rubber bushings. All right, got the brake system mounted up. Now I have a very, very cool idea for this video today, you guys, and we forgot to assemble our shock absorbers. So we're gonna come over here and join these up quick. Like I said, I bought all the parts, so that's no big deal. We just kind of forgot to get them assembled. Take that one off and get the next one on, but I have very big plans for this Dodge Grand Caravan. Things are going to be sick, and we might even take it to the off-road course. You guys will just have to wait and see. Got the dust shield. We can get the suspension put in. Let's go over here quick, and we'll get the suspension put in on this side before we forget. Odds are we're gonna roll this thing out, and it's not gonna have any suspension in it. And now we can mount the wheels, but before we do that, I want to make sure we have everything bolted up that we need here. So let's go ahead and mount up our gearbox. We went for the upgraded gearbox, of course. We will be adding as many gears as we need. Hopefully we don't need too many. And then we're going to have to get a V8 starter. That is something I did forget to grab. And let's get the front exhaust section mounted up. One there and one here. That's going to bring it to this Y pipe right there, which is a new exhaust pipe. I've never seen that before, and unfortunately, none of these pipes back here were for sale in the performance shop, so we are going to have to use the factory stuff for that. All right, starting with the fuel tank, we'll go ahead and get that mounted up. We have, obviously, the upgraded fuel pump. We're going to have to get a ton more fuel pumped up to the front of this thing because it's going to be using quite a bit of it. And now we can do this bottom suspension arm. That's going to allow us to put our rear spring pedestal down, or the spring cap. Top it off with the rear spring and put the rear shock absorber cap on there. Now we just have to do the rest of the rubber bushings in the subframe here for the rear. All right, rear shock absorber A on this side, another suspension arm, and the main suspension arm right here. 3 bolts and a rubber bushing in the end. I think that's it, you guys. Let me take a look around here, make sure we got everything. All right, we're looking good. So now we can get our drive shaft installed here. Got a brand new one of those. Get that end mounted up, and we can work our way over here. And there we go. All right, and look at that. Now we have a complete underside of the car. We're gonna go ahead and move the crane out of here. And we can lower this down to the ground. We'll mount our wheels on it, and we'll take it into the paint booth. All right, the wheels aren't anything too fancy. They're just the SRT Hellcat wheels with some slicks on it. I went for the race tire B, or the slick tire B, I guess, with the white lettering around it. I thought that might look kind of nice. So let's move this thing over into the paint shop, and we'll see what color we're thinking. I feel like gloss black, or maybe that, what did we decide? Chrome black looks pretty good. So let's move all of these down. We'll move the hue down, saturation down, and the brightness down. Go over to chrome. And there are no liveries, but I'm thinking black chrome's gonna look pretty nice on this. So we'll go ahead and lay down some color. There we go, and we can move this over to the dyno room. Never mind. We have to top it off with oil. Of course. Of course. All right. It's got the oil cap over here. Go ahead and unscrew that, and we can top it off. At least on this car, it's pretty easy to see when you start to overflow. So that's kind of nice. About halfway now. And there we go. All right, so we got our oil put in there. We should be able to move it over to the dyno now. And before we even run the thing, I gotta remember to upgrade the transmission here. So let's go into tune parts. It's already got an eighth gear, so I think we're okay there. Let's go ahead and run this thing. See what sort of power we're making. So from the factory, it made 555 horsepower and 515 foot-pounds of torque. It's pretty loud. It's not the loudest car we've ever had on the dyno. Honestly, the curve looks kind of weak. But that's 872 horsepower, 797 foot-pounds of torque. I will take that just another day. So let's move this over to garage entrance A so it doesn't sort of teleport back here when we come back from the drag strip. But I think we're gonna hit the drag strip first. And then I got a little special something in store for you guys today. All right, guys, here we are at the drag strip. Something interesting to note about this car, aside from the fact that the fitment is just totally on point, the RPM gauge actually does change in this car. It sort of looks like the Dodge cluster, so that's pretty cool. But let's go ahead and send this thing down, see what we can do here. You can definitely hear that supercharger whine. Go. Off to a great start here. This thing is just going bone straight. Up to 150 now, 6th gear. I don't know if we're gonna be able to hit 200. It doesn't really look like it. We're winding out pretty hard too. 179, we couldn't even hit 180. 0 to 30 miles per hour, 1.3 seconds, 0 to 60, 3.1, and 0 to 100 in 6.4, but we never did hit that 0 to 200 mile per hour mark. But now we have the surprise for you guys, so let's go ahead and move our wonderful minivan here over to car lifter A. We're gonna take all 4 of these wheels off and have another set of wheels that I think you guys are really gonna enjoy. All right, are you guys ready for this? This thing looks nuts, dude. And here it is. We got 515 by 90 by 32, and then the offset is completely maxed out. So from when we had the lawnmower in the game, I turned on the unrealistic tire size sort of option, and now we have this. So we're gonna take it around here, and we're gonna see just what this thing can do. Obviously, it's supposed to be unrealistic, but I just want to try this. I had to, dude. How many times do you get to put monster truck wheels on a minivan, right? So let's see if we can't work our way around here. This thing is insanely tall. I can't even see over it. And I really want to try the hill climb. All right, here we go. We're gonna see if we can at least make it up the hill here. Oh God. Actually, you know what? I don't think it can do it. Let's line this up and try it again. All right, from a dig, here we go. Get there, boy. It wants to. There we go. All right, we made it to the top of the mountain. Now we can go work our way down here. And I think there's some jumps over here. I'm gonna see if we can't hit those. First person mode. No. No, it's kind of useless. It can probably do pretty good donuts though. That's always a bonus. I wonder what our car value would be if we sold it with these on it. I think we're gonna have to try that. Try to go over this rocky terrain right here. Dude, not a challenge at all. This thing was built for this. Other than turning. It doesn't really like turning very well. These barriers aren't even a thing anymore. We can just rock crawl right over top of them. Yeah, we're not even moving anywhere. This thing has too much power for off-road. It just slides out every time we try to even get on the throttle. Okay guys, I think that is a job well done for the day. So the amounts that we paid for the car will be on the screen right now. And let's take a look at our car value at this point in time. We're at 186 for the car value and a restoration bonus of 14 grand. They're giving us more money for having monster truck wheels on this. So I'm pretty happy with that. I say we go ahead and sell it. $200,000. That's going to put us at $558,000. Boy, do I love barn finds. But I think that's going to do it for this episode, you guys. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.